Hey friends, it's Rick. I'm back with another video. For today, we are kicking off our Halloween cards series for this year, and we're going to make a fun fold card. We're going to make a origami flap card. So we're going to do a little stamping. We're going to do some pattern paper and a little bit of alcohol marker coloring. So I've got my pattern paper already, and we've got our card base. You're going to need a standard A2 top folding card base plus a flap, and this is cut at 3.5 by 9. And we are going to do a little scoring on it. I'm going to place this at 3.5, and I'm going to score my cardstock. We got our that part scored. We're going to go ahead and score our card base as well at 5.5. We're not done with our trimmer with our score yet. We'll use it again shortly. I'll go ahead and fold my card base. We'll go ahead and fold over our flap here. All right, so we've got our scored piece here at the 3.5 by 9. I've got a piece of pattern paper that is going to be 4 by 5.5. So I'm going to trim this piece down. We're going to use this piece as a decorative piece. That's my piece right there. So we're going to go ahead and attach this layer together. So I'm just going to take liquid glue. I'm going to add this on to my card front. I'll add that on, making sure I have a good margin on both sides of our card base. Now for this flap, I have a 1/2 inch piece that I'm going to, of just plain cardstock. I'm going to add a little liquid glue, and I'm going to attach it to this bottom flap, just so it has a good little decorative piece right there. Now on this piece, I'm going to stamp my sentiment as well as one of our little Halloween images. And I'm using the Jack of All Faces stamp set from the Rabbit Hole Designs. I'm going to take and put this in my Misty. I'm going to pop that in. We'll add that right there. I'm going to stamp this in Tuxedo Black, because I am going to do just a little bit of coloring on it. Just super simple coloring. Up at the top, I'm going to stamp Trick or Treat as my inside sentiment there. I also have a piece of 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 piece of Nina cardstock. I'm going to stamp my inside sentiment onto this. This is going to be part of our origami fold. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that little sentiment in there. Then we're going to take a little strip of this decorative paper. I'm going to add to that. So we'll move that out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and attach my little strip of paper. This is also called a Pinwheel Card as well, and you will see why shortly. There's our little decorative piece for the inside. And before we move on, we're going to go ahead and do some simple coloring on our little jack-o'-lantern. So I'm going to fill in the little eyes with yellow and his little nose. I'll give that a little shadow. I'm going to use my tri-blends today just to keep it simple. I'll blend that out, and I'm going to speed up the coloring. And I will be right back. All right, so there is our coloring all finished. We're going to take and attach this to our card front. So I'm going to add this in, and I will take and attach this to the front of my card here. Just making sure it's even on both sides so that we have a good margin. You can see that pattern paper on the other side. Now I'm going to open my card up, and I'm going to go ahead and attach my strip of pattern paper to the inside here. We're going to have our same star pattern on the inside right there. I will trim this off. All right, now we're going to make our fold. So I've got my pattern paper. Now, the part that you want to be the dominant, you want to have facing back. So I'm going to take and pull in my trimmer, and we're going to score at 1.5 inches. But, make sure I'm got it there. We're going to score at 1.5 inches. But I'm going to come over just a little bit off of the 1.5 to make it just a little bit tighter of a fold. So I'm going to score that. I'm going to turn my paper 1.5, and I'm going to come slightly over just a notch or so. What that helps to do is make your fold a little tighter. And I'll show you an example in just a minute of what I'm talking about. 1.5. Come over. There's all of our score lines. All right, I'm going to take and fold up my score lines. I like to do this part first, especially with a fun fold. Make sure you always remember to use your bone folder. All right, now we're going to cut these 4 corners out. They're going to go completely away. This is going to help with the structure of our card. So we'll cut that away. All right, so that's what you should have left. We're going to take and fold this flap down right here, and we're going to take one corner, and we're going to pull it up to that top edge of our pattern paper. We're just going to roll it up to that top edge from the corner, and then we're going to give it a good press with our bow folder. Now, since I did the left corner, we're going to do the left corner on each of our flaps. So I'm going to move that up. I'm going to come in with the left. We're going to turn it this way. And I'm going to come up on the left side. Fold that up to the top of edge of our paper there. Go ahead and turn this one, bend it down. We'll do the other 2 corners as well. Making sure that I line that up at the top. Getting that nice and even, and that gives me that perfect center point at the bottom. Let's get this moved up. Make sure it's lined up at the top. There is a little wiggle room. If you get it wrong, you can come back and bend it over again. All right, so we're going to go ahead and close this up. I like to do this part before I add my inside piece, which I had to trim down just slightly. But we're going to go ahead and fold this back. Fold our first flap down. Fold our second flap down. And our third. And then we're going to take our last flap, and we're going to take and tuck this in right there. That way everything locks right into place, and we can add this on. Now, because I did it this way, I don't have to worry about getting my sentiment crooked once I open it back up and we fold it back in. So we're going to go ahead and add our pinwheel origami fold in there. Add it right there. Now I can open this back up. And we'll go ahead and add our little sentiment here. So just going to center that in there. Now we can close this back up. And that way, when our recipient gets it, they can pop it open for the little message. There's our flap. And there's a look at the inside with our designer series paper. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. The Halloween series will be going on the next few Saturdays. Next up is we're going to work on some fun Halloween backgrounds. So make sure that you join me for that. I will see you in the next video. Bye guys. Stay crafty. Love you.